The only thing that would make Evie Calhoun's weekend away in the city better would be an orgasm or two. In an ideal world, served up on a platter by a pool boy or a lumberjack. But even though that wasn't going to happen, she couldn't keep a smile off her face. It had been a near-perfect day, and now she was walking back to her hotel after witnessing a world-class dance performance. A gorgeous lake on one side of her and the city on the other. The sun setting behind her in the west lit up the glass towers of Toronto's central business district, and what might be an everyday view for others struck her as magical and sophisticated. No wonder the condos advertised along Lakeshore Drive were so expensive. It was the best of both worlds in one perfect location. Man, what an exciting place to call home. Evie never would, of course, but she could pretend for a night or two. Her mother had surprised her with a much-needed break, away from Wardham and her ex-husband, and even her much-loved life with her boys. Claire Calhoun had given her daughter a train ticket to the city and $500, with an order that none of it was to be spent on anything even remotely like a bill or clothes for the kids. Evie was to spoil herself. And she had. Conveyor belt sushi for dinner the night before, a gorgeous room at the West End Harbor Castle Hotel, a few splurges at Sephora and Victoria's Secret this afternoon, and a front-row ticket to see the Mitchell Raz Collective at the Harborfront Center. In another life, Evie might have moved to the city and auditioned for similar companies, shared a flat uptown with 3 other girls, and bartended all night so she'd be free to dance during the day. But she'd been scared of the odds against her, and her few visits to the city to see Evan in those halcyon early days after graduation had left her underwhelmed. Loud, expensive, dirty. Wardham, with its sleepy beach and zero competition for anything, was the more comfortable choice. And she wouldn't do it any differently, given the chance, because whatever other costs her choices had, she had 2 beautiful sons who made her world right. Her family, for all the bumps and bruises it had sustained over the last 2 years, was a wonderful unit. Connor was rapidly turning into a young man, careful and studious, but always staying on the cute side of bossy. Max, 2 years younger, had finally figured out how to stick a punchline and used it to maximum advantage in his natural calling as an entertainer. His teacher danced around the term class clown, but grade 1 had been a hard transition for him, and she expected more of the same in the fall. But Evie, somewhere in the mix, she'd let herself be compressed to mother, community member, daughter, and sister. All good, but all giving. This was the first time in years she'd allowed herself to truly indulge. Sleeping in, shopping, dance. She'd joked with her girlfriends about adding sex into the mix, but the closest to that she was going to get this weekend was being able to spread out on the hotel bed and read an erotic romance novel without worrying about hiding it from prying eyes. Sex. It had been so long, she might actually have forgotten how to do it. 2 years since she and Dale last made love, although there hadn't been much love in that coupling, or the infrequent times in the year before that. No love and even less passion. Deep down, she yearned for that passion. If she was being honest with herself, what she really wanted was an awesome romp. With someone who didn't lose their erection if she moved in the wrong direction. Someone who wanted her for who she was right now, stretch marks and old lady hands included. Who didn't have a pathetic Madonna whore complex? A flash of anger at her ex-husband pulsed through her. She glanced down at her bare fingers, glad to be rid of the rings that hadn't guaranteed the forever they were supposed to. But she was 35 and a mother, and it had been 15 years since she'd last had sex for sex sake. She wouldn't even know where to start in the city, and the thought of actually picking up a stranger? That was an awesome fantasy, and a terrifying reality. A hot bath and a blush-inducing book would have to be enough. But first, a drink. Maybe 2, because she could sleep in tomorrow. The hotel bar was empty, but the friendly bartender gestured for her to take a seat. "What can I get you?" "Something fancy." Wardham's only bar, Danny's, was known for cheap beer and straight shots. "Do you like peaches?" She nodded, and he began assembling a Bellini in front of her.